I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the elder apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 1/3. Shalom to all the brethren that's in GMS, Great Millstone, that's out there on the highways and hedges making videos. Shalom to all the remnant that might look like these nations, but they are the 144,000. And shalom to all the aqua. Shalom. All right, we'll get right into it. So, this just came up on my line, so I said I might as well just jump into this, go off spirit, the Rakakadash. But this, as you see right here, this is talking about the face covering ban. Now, see, this is, Edom is always trying to find a way to hide themselves, because that's what they do. So, this is another way, but also people are also going to take advantage of this, just like how they took advantage of it when it was 2019 with the face covering of the mask. People was going to stores, covering themselves, and just robbing. A lot of that was going on. So there have always been fake police officers and fake FBI, fake FBI agents. It has always been that. So now you see it's just going to get worse. And people are always going to find ways to, break the law. But we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. And don't be surprised if cops try to off-duty take advantage of this so they could do more wicked stuff. Because imagine, a police officer, ICE agent, FBI agent, and they start, doing harm to you. And then they will ask you, well, hey, you say these people did this to you. How can you describe them? And you can't, because they have a mask. They say that because people threaten them. But this is all proving that this place is about to go to nothing. But I'm going to let this video go ahead and play.
Joyce, senators debated this bill for more than an hour, one of the longer debates that we've seen this session so far. They eventually voted, and it was passed, and now it heads to the House, where it also will be debated. Proponents in the Senate today said that law enforcement should not have any reason to hide their identities. It passed right along party lines. Every Democrat voted for it, and no Republicans supported it. Republicans argued officers should have the right to protect their identities from protesters who have harassed officers once they found out who they are. The bill still needs to pass out of the House, but it has support there, and the governor says he will sign it.
I want to stand very firmly on this bill and make a statement that in America and in Washington State, we will not accept secret police, and we will not accept any institution that hinders our ability to solve crimes and make sure that we have public safety institutions whole and communities safe.
The reason that they are currently wearing masks is they were threatened personally. Them and their families were threatened personally. That's why they're wearing masks. They're not wearing masks because they're secret police.
If this bill passes and becomes a law enforcement could still wear facial coverings in cases involving undercover operations and also SWAT teams if those masks were considered part of the protective gear. The version that passed out of the Senate today has an emergency clause in it, which means if the governor signs it, it goes into effect immediately. Joyce?
And if it is made a law and it passes, how would it be enforced, Drew?
Well, that could be tricky. We asked Governor Bob Ferguson that exact question on Monday. He says, look, if it's the law of the land, it will be enforced. People who violate it will be held accountable. And part of this bill would allow someone who was arrested by a masked officer to sue that masked officer for violating their rights under this law. We'll see what happens.
All right, in Olympia tonight, Drew. Thank you.
Joy, senators debating
law enforcement in general, popping up some video right here on your screen as we head over to Washington State. This is going to be with the help of our Fox 13 Seattle team. We know that there is a bill that was aimed at limiting the use of face coverings there by law enforcement. It's moving one step closer to becoming law after passing the state Senate. Sean Chitness over at Fox 13 Seattle joining us now live to discuss everything related to that. Sean, thank you so much for being here. What do we know?
Hey, Josh, good morning. Yeah, so as you mentioned, this just passed the state Senate. This is down in Olympia. And so what this would allow, if it becomes law, is if anyone is detained by a law enforcement officer who is violating this new policy, that could be by wearing a face covering like a ski mask or a gaiter, that person could then sue that officer for damages. Now, there are some exceptions.
Well, a bill that would prevent law enforcement officers, including ICE agents, from wearing masks in Washington is one step closer to becoming a law. Senate Bill 5855 passed today in a 30-19 vote. No Republicans voted in favor of it. Supporters of the bill say it's meant to protect immigrants from the Trump administration's increased immigration enforcement, but critics say it could be unconstitutional. California was the first state in the nation to pass a similar law, and it's currently being challenged in court by the Trump administration.
In mind, Philadelphia City Council is looking to ban ski masks in many public areas. As CBS News Philadelphia's Howard Monroe reports, they're calling it a quality of life issue. The masks are a huge part of our public safety issues in the city of Philadelphia. And you see those problems play out regularly, whether on SEPTA or in the middle of neighborhoods around the city. Suspects often wearing ski masks, and now Philadelphia City Council is looking to ban them. This is what we're doing as a city to help address this public safety issue. And hopefully a ski mask, this bill will help lessen some of those crimes that we're seeing in the city. City Councilman Anthony Phillips introduced the bill at Thursday's City Council meeting. It would ban ski masks and balaclavas in schools and recreation areas, daycares, parks, city-owned buildings, and public transportation.
It's dangerous for the kids, and some people are scared, and some people don't really want to deal with it because it's very hard, because they don't know who is who under the mask.
It couldn't hurt, especially it's summertime, so there's no real need to wear one.
Now, the majority of the council has signed on to this bill, saying it's a matter of public safety. However, many people say it doesn't get to the root of the city's crime problem.
People are committing crime because they are poor, and it's going to continue unless we address systematic issues.
Jasmine Carroll agrees with the ban, but says it just scratches the surface to address public safety.
So yeah, I can see them like, oh.
It's getting colder outside, we know that, but you may want to leave your ski mask at home if you're going to be going in public in Philly, because City Council voted today to ban them across the city, and now it's up to Mayor Jim Kenney to sign the bill.
There is a lot included in this, Jeff. What else do we need to know tonight?
Well, certainly supporters of the measure say that residents fearful of crime, particularly elderly in this city, are absolutely demanding that this bill be passed. It was today, but the question I think that remains is, will a $250 fine actually work? This 19-year-old says ski masks are worn in Philadelphia for style and warmth. He says he wears one and won't stop.
Just because somebody carried out an act in this particular item doesn't make the item bad. The person chose to do that.
Fearful that ski masks have become a must-have for criminals hiding their faces from witnesses and cameras, City Council proposed banning them in certain public spaces. Thursday was the final vote.
We must send a message that masks serve no discernible public or private good when they just create fear and anxiety.
The bill's sponsor says...
This is Obadiah 1:6, and it reads, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" See, these Edomites might be thinking that they're hiding their faces, and these criminals might think that they're hiding their faces. I show both sides. Now, I don't know how this stuff is going to be when the ICE come to Philly, because they have a rule that you can't have masks on. But now they're having a rule that if you're a government official, you know, and you're with the law, and you know, SWAT and the FBI have always had face masks. They have always done that. Always done that. But to see how, you know, they pick and choose what laws they want to apply. But the main thing is that these Edomites want to hide their faces. Because these same Edomites could be the ones in the grocery stores with you. These Edomites could be your neighbors. And they're the ones going out doing all this crime, these ICE agents. And they have permission to go out there and to do anything that they solely desire. And that's why people are not going to take up with this nonsense. And this is why you're going to have sedition among people. Because people are not going to feel comfortable. People are going to feel scared. And people are not going to put up with this stuff going on with these ski masses. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 7. But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the world unto our glory. See, he has ordained to us the wisdom to see these hidden things, mysteries of the scriptures, but also these mysteries of these wicked works that's being done. That's why we're going to understand everything that's going on, because everything is prophecy. We know that these people are going to try to use any type of laws, devices, means, anything, any type of decree they're going to try to use. And we're going to see it coming. We're going to see what they're doing. Even if they do try to hide their faces. Because see, the mysteries have been given to us. Not just scripturally. But to see everything. Because see, when the Ruach HaKodesh is upon you, you're going to see everything that's going on. The Heavenly Father is going to give you foresight to see all these wicked things that they are trying to do. So nothing is going to be hidden from us. Nothing. So they can hide their faces. They can do what they must, what they feel. But we are going to see everything. Hope that this lesson was edifying to all the Akim, to all the Aqua. Shalom.